A lot of people are saying that this is the perfect representation of the big, beautiful bill that just passed. This has some people believe that it is absolutely horrendous and ugly, while others actually cannot take their eyes off of what they see as an incredible, beautiful thing, which is perfectly representing the major, big omnibus spending bill that just paved its way through Washington, D.C., and soon will be enacted into law. What are some of the provisions in there? What has been taken out? What has been taken in? Again, a very fast-moving situation, as, of course, the legislation now is finally being reacted to. And again, hot and cold. We're going to give you the good stuff first, and then we're going to tell you about some of the bad stuff here as well, as this is a bill that officially also ended the friendship of Elon Musk and Donald Trump. There's a lot to go over, and we're going to be doing our best to go over it as best as we possibly can. And if you appreciate that, subscribe, click the notification button, as the White House has just declared a MAGA victory as the United States Senate passes President Trump's one big, beautiful bill. All of this as Donald Trump was at Alligator Alcatraz when he heard the news of this bill passing, which, of course, made everyone in the room, including the governor of Florida, respond with a round of applause. This is what the president of the United States had to say in the making, and in the moment, finding out that his bill that he's going to be doing a big show for is officially responding to.
Thank you. I'm waiting, listening to these wonderful words, and they are music to my ears, but I was also wondering how we're doing, because I know this is prime time. It shows that I care about you because I'm here and I probably should be there.
This is Donald Trump was personally making it his own cause to challenge a primary against any Republican that stood in his way, as Mike Johnson just shared a message from Donald Trump on Truth Social saying, as POTUS said, it's time to unite and pass the one big, beautiful bill. We owe it to the American people. Let it get done. As, of course, a lot of people have different opinions on this, as Donald Trump went on Truth Social and said, our country is going to explode with massive growth, even more than it already has. Since I was reelected, between the growth, this bill, our tariffs, and more, the one big, beautiful bill sets the United States down a fiscal path by greatly reducing our federal deficit and setting us on a course for enormous prosperity in the new and wonderful golden age of America. Now, that's definitely, I would say, selling it, to say the least here, as a lot of the lobbyists and special interest groups got a lot out of this too. Elon Musk didn't, as of course a lot of the kind of federally mandated EV mandates are gone. And I think that's a great thing. I disagreed with Elon Musk on this personal thing, as of course we should take a deeper look into what's actually here, as we have some Democrats, some conservatives freaking out here, some people celebrating this. NPR has this article, Senate GOP passes Trump's sweeping policy bill, setting up decisive vote in the House here, as truly this thing is going to be a juggernaut. As most importantly, I think one of the things that I most care about, one of the things that I really care about nothing was done about, and that was about your kind of Second Amendment rights. But tax cuts and cuts to social safety nets have been made here. Overall, as a Republican, that's kind of what we expected to happen here, as we are finding out that there's going to be food stamps cuts here, and that there's going to be a cut from illegals receiving Medicaid in the one big, beautiful bill, as a lot of people are saying, hey, a lot of Americans are literally doing GoFundMes for their health care procedures, but we're giving up Medicaid to illegal immigrants that have came here and were only incentivized to come here. Because of that, as the Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance, was the deciding vote, and he just released a statement saying massive tax cuts, especially no tax on tips and overtime. Great, good. I wish that was just a standalone bill, though. and the Republicans should have passed that on their own. But anyway, it was a part of this one big bill, okay? I'll take the tax cuts. But now there's a sneaky provision in there I'm so disappointed in party politics. JD Vance goes on and says, and most importantly, big money for border security. This is a big win for the American people, and that is true. There's a lot of funds being relocated and moved and spent here on border enforcement, immigration, deportations, and massive amounts of funding that will be used to deport people away from the United States that soon might include American citizens that were naturalized and dare to share some spicy opinions about a country in the Middle East that the DOJ is running full-on investigations on. As of course, already ICE has been spending and allocating resources investigating the op-eds of college students in order to get rid of their proper paperwork that they filed to be here in America because they criticized that one country in the Middle East. I don't think that's a good policy. That's just me here, as I think, I don't think nothing. I can't say anything, as that, of course, is the kind of chilling effect that a lot of people are having here. Defriends or memes is happy, celebrating this with his own meme of JD Vance 2028. We have Natalie saying here, tax cut means nothing if Congress is spending equals inflation, so it cancels out any tax cut and it hits the taxpayer all at the same time. There's a lot of money allocated here to a lot of different things here. Now, a couple other disappointing things. We'll get into that in a little bit. Before we hit hypermass inflation, you could, of course, spend your dollar that still has some purchasing power, even though it's going down, on thebestpoliticalshirts.com, and you can get the shirt that I'm wearing right now. You just type in afuera right here into the search section, and the shirt that I'm wearing pops up with Javier Milei. And this is what my hope was. And this is what I really wanted. I really was hoping for a type of afuera, all right? We saw Elon Musk running around with the chainsaw. We saw Javier Milei bring the chainsaw. Listen, how Javier Milei has been doing in Argentina, pretty impressive. I wish we could learn from that a little bit more. I wish we could implement some of that. As of course, I think another shirt that represents the moment today is this one. That's what the government sucks. Either way, however you slice it. And you can get this shirt, and I recommend you do. I wear the shirt in Miami. There's a lot of Latinos here. And Latinos are always the ones from Argentina. You know which ones are real, which ones are based and not. Because when you wear their shirt, sometimes they give you a high five. Sounds like, oh, I like my communism. Communism's not good. Government spending, not good. The banks printing money, devaluing your purchasing power, not good. As of course, another shirt we have to celebrate this moment is this one that says, "Where's the Epstein client list?" Oh, good shirt. I can't, hey, that's a good question. I like having the ability to bring people together. I like knowing that I could spark up interesting conversations. I like knowing that just by simply expressing yourself in a way that can't be fully censored. We got censored, and that's why we created this t-shirt company and said, you want to censor my ideas? You know what? I'm going to make sure people all over, and we make these shirts affordable. We don't make them too expensive for you. We got long sleeves. We got short sleeves. Short sleeves are cheaper. Long sleeves, $30. And then, of course, we have V-necks, $26. We have these sleeveless shirts for $25. Regular shirts, $27. And again, lots of different shirts, lots of different merchandise, all exclusively on wearechange.shop. And thebestpoliticalshirts.com. Again, we got a lot of really great ones, and check out our store. We do appreciate your support. Your support is needed now more than ever in the time of tumultuous attacks against us, because we stand up for our ideas here, and I think that's important to do here. As of course, Kyle Kalensky says, disgusting, vile, lying cretin. How do you really feel there, Kyle? As he says, you just kicked 17 million people off of their health care. You're going to be killing 51,000. What? Okay, come on. Okay? Ridiculous conversations here. We got 9MMMSMG saying, Thanks for totally folding on the Hearing Protection Act and the Short Act like your name is J.D. Pence. You could have fixed it, as people are really kind of... Okay, we'll talk about disappointments in a little bit here. In other news, USAID has just ceased operations, as Marco Rubio announced here. I think that's another great thing. Jack Posobiec here has been saying, I like this bill, and he is sharing a tweet from Aaron Melanick, who is saying that in this bill, ICE could potentially have more employees than the FBI and more detention space than the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Jack Posobiec is like, yep, that's good. This guy also is on a tear here. He says, this is my new favorite account so far by Jack Posobiec, saying, to emphasize here, the Trump administration has literally ordered the IRS to stop investigating tax sheets. Yeah, baby! Woo! Sorry. And instead uses their resources to go after random undocumented immigrants. Is that really true, though? Is it true? I want it to be true. But Palantir coming in and revitalizing and making the IRS efficient with their track, trace, and database, correlated federal databases on everyone, not a good thing in my opinion. Jack Posobiec says, what a big, beautiful bill. Again, showing a tweet from this person saying, if the GOP bill passes, ICE gets through $45 billion for detention. The annual budget right now is $3.4 billion. $14.4 billion for transportation and removal on top of the current annual budget of $750 million. $8 billion for hiring and retention. Billions more. As DC Drano here says, sales of public lands removed. Okay. 10-year ban on state AI laws removed. Good. That was another provision that was in there that was kind of like head-scratching that got MTG to voice her opposition to it. And she said, I'm not voting for this if it literally has AI laws in there that ban any type of regulation of it by the state being able to do anything from it. And then, of course, that was luckily removed because of her direct opposition to it. I think that was great. Shouts out for MTG for fighting for that important one. Tax cuts for the middle class included. Listen, the less taxes, the better. Okay? All right, they print money out of thin air. Stop taking it from us. We're spending it like insane people. Tens of billions of dollars for the border wall and ICE mass deportations included. It ain't perfect, but the Build Back Beautiful, big beautiful bill is very good here. And again, a lot of people are saying, well, it is a fiscal disaster. While border funding and middle class cuts are a win, the bill's 2.4 to 5.8 trillion deficit surge proves Washington still can't prioritize. Rushing 1,000 pages of loopholes, riddled text with Green New Deal scraps and Medicaid cuts disguised as reform. Classic DC bait and switch. Real leadership means enforcing spending caps, axing pharma overcharges, and locking in 6 trillion cuts, not celebrating half measures that kick the debt crisis downstream. Pass the victory lap, but the numbers don't lie. The bill's structures rot demands urgent fixes before ink dries. I agree. Now, a lot of people here on the right are celebrating how this increases the funding for ICE from $2 billion to $45 billion. As, again, Kyle Kalinske and Chuck Schumer got the Democratic talking points, and they're saying, oh, no, people are going to die. Come on, really? It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous just to see their kids will go hungry. Oh, come on. It's just ridiculous, the amount of money we spend here. Bernie Sanders came out, said Trump's so-called big, beautiful bill now on the floor is the most dangerous piece of legislation in modern history. Are you trying to make me like it? But that's the opposition from the left. And the left's opposition is a little hyperbolic, very emotional, not based in reality, and is just screaming, ah! Though there are some other legitimate criticisms of the bill, like we read previously beforehand, especially about the fiscal conservative aspects of it that don't really serve fiscal conservatism, that I think are worth addressing. As Blair White said, the big beautiful bill is this basically. And she shares an image of Gorlock. Oh, man. Yep. Yeah, that's how some people are saying. Sean Ryan says, another couple trillion added to the national debt in the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. My grandkids' piggy banks are already filled for bankruptcy, and they aren't even born yet. that's true. The Quartering says, the big, beautiful bill is going to pass. There's nothing that can be done at this point. Trump loves his optics, and the idea of signing it on July 4th is far bigger to him than whatever pork or corrupt politicians cram in. We need to get the lobbyist out of Washington. Yeah, 110% agree with his criticism of Donald Trump here. Interesting how he said that. I didn't know he had that in him. Hodge Twins just came out. So no tax on tips and overtime is just a limited deduction until 2028. Scammed again by Senate Republicans, as Grok here is reporting that the Senate version of the one big, beautiful bill altered several House provisions. And we've seen this previously before with Donald Trump's first kind of major tax cuts when he was president of the United States the first time around in his first term, when the tax cuts expired. And I'm like, wait, what? Why? And if this is true here, this is going to be a letdown, because this was one of the things that I was kind of looking forward to the most here, that this is going to, of course, run through 2028, but then it's going to be brought back. Again, I don't like this. I don't like this at all here. As it looks like there was a lot of other provisions cut that would have helped out the Second Amendment, and they were just also stripped from the bill, which is a big kind of disappointment. It's also disappointing to see all this kind of infighting here, and I wish we could just stay true to our morals. I wish we could stay true to what we wanted to accomplish, and I wish we didn't have this major kind of infighting here, but now we have a lot of major infighting. We have a situation on our hand that is going to soon get a lot more tumultuous between Musk and Trump. Expect that to happen here. Sovereign Bro says Republicans have the House, Senate, and the presidency. Why didn't they just pass a standalone bill to fund border security and mass deportations? Why do they need to pass this monstrosity that adds $3.3 trillion to the national debt? Just deport 5 million illegals by 2030. Those are the projections here. The bill authorizes $185 billion for border security and mass deportations and funds a maximum target of 5 million deportations by 2030. Listen, Donald Trump was just talking about how Biden let in 21 million illegals into this country in a span of 4 years. That's not good. And these projections, not good towards the overall long-term trajectory of the Democratic political party takeover of our system. Now, Rand Paul also isn't happy here. He says, throughout the vote-a-rama, I was working all night to stop Congress from adding to our debt. I met with the vice president and I reiterated my offer to vote for the bill if it included a 90% reduction of the debt ceiling. No earmarks, no handouts, just fiscal reform. I wasn't looking for favors. I wasn't horse trading. I was just fighting for the American people and against out-of-control debt. Bottom line, I offered my vote for fiscal sanity. Congress chose to sell out taxpayers instead. Only once the bill is released, we will know what the true price was. Yeah, we're still finding out the details here. And a lot of people are responding, saying, you guys could have, done a lot of great things, especially when it comes to protecting the Second Amendment. And that opportunity and chance was missed here. As of course, I facetiously asked here, hey, did we get some protections for the Second Amendment here? And people were like, low. Nope, we did it, as Dozer says. Now go sit down and thank your government. Yeah. As other people are responding with more types of negative responses to this. Now, Donald Trump is going to be celebrating this and celebrating his bombing of Iran. He's also planning a short celebration with Bibi Netanyahu the next Monday. And he's planning on having the B-2, F-35, and F-22 fly over Washington, D.C., as well as official recognition for the pilots that bombed Iran for the benefit of a foreign country that's not ours. Excuse me. That conflict's going to kick off soon, too, by the way. They're just rearming right now. No bueno. Well, listen, some people are saying take the win when you can. I think we could do better, and I think we should always strive to do better. But what do you think about this bill? Are you happy it passed? Are you not happy it passed? I actually asked some of my Twitter followers at twitter.com/Luke We Are change. Are you happy that this bill passed, as we have already nearly 6,000 votes, and a lot of people are saying nope. As again, listen, the financial issues are very serious. The immigration issues are very serious that we face here too. But now we're going to start deporting people for expressing political opinions. I mean, there's a thing to say about making sure that the Democrats don't get political power, but you're kind of giving the Democrats what you want, especially when you are. Creating a little bit more of a divisive situation. I wish the situation wasn't that divisive. I wish the base wasn't as fractured. I wish we were a little bit more principled. But what will wishing do for me? Nothing. Overall, for me personally, I think we could do better. If you agree, share this video. I appreciate everyone getting a T-shirt. We got women's shirts, men's shirts, you name it, all on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. Go get them right now. And we appreciate you patronizing this business, supporting independent media. Stay tuned for more, all here exclusively on youtube.com/wearechange.